Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast Player One vs. World's Life is Strange fan podcast episode. This is episode 136, Side B. I've just failed my audition as Max Caulfield, but Adam will not fail his audition as Chloe Price because he is here. Adam, you're here.
I am here, and the frat kids are having another party in the morning. Yay. I'm so happy. I love living here.
You chose that life, remember? You chose the frat boys.
I did not, dude. So, like, a little side thing about this. When me and my wife decided to move here, we looked at the street view. We Google mapped it. We looked at the street view. And that apartment did not have any Greek letters on it in the street view. It looked like just a regular apartment building.
Yeah.
And it looked like a nice neighborhood. And even when everybody's quiet, I hear birds chirping, I hear the woodpeckers, I see deer in my back porch. It's beautiful. They bump it and it ruins everything. So yeah, sucks. By the way, we've been doing this for 5 years, right?
As films in March,
we've been doing this for 5.
I think it is the 5-year anniversary.
When I move out of this place, it will be the 5th room I recorded in. In 5 years. Can you believe that?
You need to make a note in your diary as well. Be like, right, we need to move next year for the 6th year, and just like keep making notes.
Yeah, next year. I'm just gonna keep moving like I'm a nomad at this point, dude.
But yeah, when he's lying about the frat boys, when he comes on with his Oakley sunglasses like PC Principal from South Park, we know that he's actually joined the fraternity, so he's going to become that member.
Oh, you haven't seen the new season of South Park where he's Christian.
Oh no, I watched those parts. Yeah, I remember he's pretty Christian. By the way,
Jesus, bro.
That's like
bro.
That's one of the great things about South Park, because like that character came in really late, and it still like feels like it's been there from the beginning. And I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. By the way, just gonna put this out there. I don't use my favorite clip by far in all of South Park is when Mr. Garrison realizes that he likes men, right? And he hides it from everyone, and then they basically explain why he disappears from the world. And it's like sometimes you hear him in the distance, and his faint voice says, "I'm not gay," and then it stops. And the next bit you hear, "I'm not gay," from the top of his voice. And I'm like, oh my god, incredible! Like that was just such a great show with that. That's one of the best characters in the series, I'd argue, by far. Mr. Garrison.
Oh, God,
the way that they move him in the story is just truly outstanding. But not South Park. We're on here for Life is Strange. Life is Strange TV show news continues. We're definitely going to be focusing on Maisy Stella because this is a big part of the actual conversation. But before we get to Maisy Stella, if you are new here, please do consider dropping a subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, share your friends, and check out StrangeCast via podcast services. We've got over 350 followers on Spotify. We've got a video version on there. Apple Podcasts is getting video versions soon, so bear with us with that. That will be coming soon to there. So go and check us out there. Go and rate us. Go and download us. Please rate us on Spotify. I'm so upset that we lost our 4.8 rating, and definitely down to Adam and his terrible takes as well. Never me. Everyone loves me.
See, here's the thing. Everybody says like my takes are bad until those takes become true.
Yeah.
Like it's happened 3 times where we're like,
actually,
oh, Adam, he doesn't know. Yeah.
It's a 4th time as well, because in the Patreon tiers, Kevin Lackner had posted a link in there because we didn't ask this question. And he's clipped a segment from the predictions episode that we did about where Life is Strange would be by 2030. And you said that Life is Strange will come to an end in 2026. And that was years ago. He's literally seeing it.
Dog.
He has been reborn.
I'm your goat. Anybody else that questions me on this show about like, oh, that's bad takes. Dog, scoreboard. You think I'm playing a character right now? Scoreboard, dog. I am your goat. Listen to my takes every time because I know what I'm talking about. Dog.
He's just like Jesus. He was a pastor.
I am like Jesus.
He was Hungarian.
You know what's even better? I was supposed to say, I'm better. I'm like the Beatles. I'm bigger than Jesus, dog.
But yeah, we're back though. So yeah, that's all there. No, it's a transition for our character to like roll with it, don't I? But yeah, we're back
Yeah.
though. So obviously, please just check us out on podcast services and obviously check us out on Patreon and on social media. You can follow us there and support us on there. Adam, let's just continue on to Maisy Stella quickly. We'll read out the first part of that because we'll carry the article on because we kind of want to give it more of a focus beyond Adam's very outstanding prediction and other details that were going on that last episode.
Yeah. Everybody apologize to me in the comments.
They need to apologize to you all the time, Adam. They don't apologize enough, to be honest.
All the time, because I'm always right.
Oh my God.
Always right.
Let's go. I just shared our document there. Well, guys, you can saw our drive.
Loading on the behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was a little thing there. I'm not editing that. I'm just going to leave that as it is. I might black it out just to make it a bit more cryptic. But anyway, as you can see here, we got the Hopkins part. We're now moving on straight on to Maisy Stella. It says here, Maisy Stella is, this was from the Variety piece that we were covering as well. Maisy Stella is an accomplished musician, but in terms of acting, her biggest role today was her time on the hit ABC music drama Nashville, in which she played, is it Daphne Conrad?
Yes.
That'd be Daphne
Conrad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Where?
Daphne.
Where? Oh yeah, Daphne Conrad.
Yeah, Daphne Conrad. For the show's entire 6-season run, she made a film debut in the critically acclaimed feature My Old Ass opposite Aubrey Plaza in 2024, which earned Stella an Independent Spirit Award. She followed up with a role in Maudie Apatow's feature directorial debut, Poetic License. The film debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2025 and will be released in US later this year.
By the way. Yeah, Maud Apatow.
Maud Apatow. Thank you. I don't remember what I'm looking. Yeah. Likewise, she will appear in the feature Flower Vale Street alongside Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor. Also due to premiere later this year.
Whoa.
Stella is represented.
Wait, what was that film called?
What's that?
Flower
Vale Street.
I got her, and also Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, Mr. Hello There.
Yes, hello there. And as you can see here, just final details, Stella is rep by CAA, Entertainment 360 Narrative, and McLoughlin, Frankel Whitehard. And Hopkins is represented by those other agencies that we've got there. But yeah, that's it. Adam, Maisy Stella.
Maisy. So on the opposite side of sorry, I was also looking up Flower Vale Street because I'm like, whoa, Ewan McGregor, Anne Hathaway, and then we have the new Chloe Price. And it's a sci-fi film. I'm like, sign me up, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, opposite of Tatum, where Tatum is like up and coming, and Tatum has a lot of work that's now being paid off.
Yes.
Right. In the same way, Maisy Stella has a lot of work that's being paid off, but she's making great relationships. Like Maisy Stella has already done Nashville.
Just when you say relationships, I think I might be going somewhere else. That's the one thing that just is a little bit contentious for me. The fact that she has that link to Margot Robbie, LuckyChap, Amazon MGM production, and it's just like nothing's taken away from her of that. It's someone someone. So it's just like I'm a little bit like
I'm going to defend that real quick. When you have a production, we talked about this in the previous side A, that this has been 10 years in the making, that this is being backed by Margot Robbie's fairly new production company, right? It's being backed by Amazon that is still new to the game and trying their best to like compete against Netflix, right? When you're doing that, if you know somebody that you're able to work with in a professional manner, you're just like more like, dude, people that you can trust. In the same way that like you see a lot of the same people coming back to Cast a Garden. It's because of like, I know I can work with them. Like I know that like their style and I know them as people. It's just like I like working with people that like, hey, we work good together. Why don't we do something else as well? That's why I see a lot of the same, like Astrophels. Astrophels appeared 4 or 5 times at this point because I went to high school with the drummer.
Yeah,
I know them. They know me. They like me. So when I look back on Maisy Stella, when there's this much stakes involved in the Life is Strange series, that is low production, that the franchise is essentially on ice. Amazon is just trying to they want to work with somebody that they know.
Yeah.
And so when Maisy Stella made that relationship in my old ass. They're just like, listen, she's got an edge. We can work with her. And she's like professional with us. That's an easy win. It's the same way where like I'm here in Raleigh and like I'm getting contracts because I've worked with people and they're like, oh, this guy's really professional.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna recommend him to another guy. And that's how I picked up 3 other contracts because they know me, they can vouch for me.
Yeah.
It's that kind of way. So I don't think it's like
it's not sinister
more than it's just
like I should
sinister.
really lace this as well. I'm not saying it in a bad kind of way. What I'm saying is it's just it feels like a little bit of a contentious thing with it because like ultimately if Sam Bradley opened the door for you to get into in a AA studio, you'd have no doubt about where you got to because you earned that. You've shown him enough to like kind of open that door, hypothetically speaking. So it's completely fine with it. It's just more about obviously
like she did earn her role to get into a relationship with because again with my old ass, she wasn't acting for like 6 years before that.
Yeah.
So she took a break after Nashville, finished her degree, tried to get back into acting, and then like put her foot in the door with Margot Robbie's company, right? With LuckyChap. She got her foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then that was her earning the way in. So in that kind of perspective, let's say Sam Bradley like opens the door for me in that I got my foot in the door. Is that my second project then not earned? You know what I mean? That way, like I got my foot in the door, boom, relationship made. We can trust this guy. Same thing with Scientific. Scientific was just kind of like gallivanting about before it went to Night School Studios.
Yeah.
He got his foot in the door at Night School. Boom.
Yeah.
Shout out from that. That's what I'm trying to say about Maisy Stella.
Yeah.
Is that like, hey, she's professional. She's a great actress. And this company is just trying to make sure Life is Strange is profitable.
Yes.
Let's work with somebody we know.
Yes.
And that could play Chloe. Boom. Maisy Stella is in that Venn diagram of just like professional and we know them.
Yeah.
Center of Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Maisy Stella.
Well, I hope Sam's got biscuit, some sweet treats when he opens that door for you as well, by the way. I'm just going to say that. But no, I get it as well, because I'm not going to bring up I don't bring the nepotism thing up because that's in itself a different thing. And I remember mentioning Sofia Coppola a couple episodes ago. I watched a lot of documentaries on that. I feel sorry for Sofia Coppola in The Godfather Part 3 because like, you know, the Winona Ryder situation and what they were doing there. I'm like, okay, I can see she literally got put in the firing line for a lot of that and crazy for something else for it. It's just that feeling when you can't just like unhook it. And it's like, you know, it does kind of make that feeling where it's like, but it is what it is. That's just besides the point for what it is. In itself as well, but can I just say something? My old ass, as it's spelled with ASS, is a different meaning completely for the British English as well. I still can't get over that. We have ARSE. Really? So ARSE is your backside and ass is a donkey. So it's like my old donkey. Essentially, you're looking at the British English pronunciation, just say that. I actually went and watched this.
Well, you call pharmacies chemists.
Oh god!
And the traffic stopper a lollipop man.
A lollipop woman, or a lollipop person, whoever it is. It's just, you know, that's the person that it is. But yeah, you always find it funny for you.
I live in Willy Wonka land, is what I'm trying to say.
Wonka land. You have Willy Wonka as your thingy. Let's just leave it at that then, don't you? In terms of mentality. But I watched it my old ass. So I went and watched it just recently, last 2 days, and I reported back to Adam
and
briefly.
You said it was once again that I was correct in my assessment of it.
In certain way, I kind of told you. No, we were agreeing on Aubrey Plaza not being used enough. That was a thing that we agreed on.
Yeah,
that was a weird one as well. I tell you, unless she was doing some other production, she's just turning up. I kept forgetting she was in the film.
Or they just couldn't afford Aubrey.
Yeah,
like for enough. She was just not utilized enough.
No,
dude.
She was not, and even the film as well. The third structure, as Adam says, is almost double exposure levels of like ridiculous of what happens there. It's like it falls off a map, and it's like someone. I was genuinely getting to a point where I was like, "Is this just going to cut to black and just end?" Because, like, by the way,
that's what I kept thinking.
One thing I will say as well, and it's going to come across as a little bit like maybe douchey and like snide and stuff like that. But the LuckyChap logo is terrible at the beginning. That was not instilling a lot of faith in me. Like the way it present the animated logo is like horrible. And then the production quality, I'm like, I hope this improves significantly with Amazon MGM Productions on the side, because the camera work and some of the stuff. When you talk about the independent film, the Meeks, compared to this, I was like, this is like watching WCW in the 1990s versus WWF, just with a bit of a reference of like how you shoot television production. It felt very, very off there, but that's just more of a critiquing of the film and stuff like that. Start with, this is not an Adnan film. Let me just put that out there very quickly. This is a Liz film and an Adam film. No,
did I predict that it's not an Adam film?
You said it was. You said something else wasn't an Adnan thing that we were talking about later, but you didn't say it was me. Okay. I went and watched this. I was like, this is not an Adnan film, because I was like, this is not me in any way, shape, or form. This is a Liz film, and Adam by extension watching it because of Liz as well. This is that kind of film.
Yeah, it was.
Her performance is interesting because obviously now you're projecting Chloe Price onto it. You're trying to do that, and you have to kind of suspend that for what it is. I think she's earned her stripes. So even that earlier conversation I said about the Margot Robbie thing as well. For me, you've earned your stripes for being an actor. You've got that talent. You've thrown yourself with it.
Yeah.
I think this is a tall order. As I said in the last episode as well, I think that this role is more difficult than Max Caulfield because this is a really defining role. There's so many things that come with it. The extroverted character, stuff like that. She is shorter. We're going to have to be using some camera techniques to make her look taller than Tatum Grace Hopkins. We're going to be going a Hobbit style of like moving the camera around, of like trying to get that in position. Mixed feelings in certain ways. This could be a very hot take as well. I saw more shades.
I'm also mixed, so it's not a completely off topic, but yeah, I'm also mixed.
I saw shades of BTS Chloe Price more than Life is Strange 1 Chloe Price in a lot of respects. And then
that's not a hot take. That's a quick take.
In the final act, I saw a lot of Rachel Amber BTS as well.
Ooh, okay.
And that was really interesting. It was like really bleeding into me. Maybe it's the red flannel top she's wearing in the show, in the film. But later in the film, she becomes the girl next door style when she's with that guy. I was like, hang on a minute. This is like, if you put her in, when she had the look with the cap on and the the flannels and stuff, I was like, oh, she could be a really good Rachel Amber. I was like, this could actually be like, she could fit that role quite well. But I think it was more BTS Chloe Price, which it's a bit difficult.
Yes,
because,
I can 100% agree with that.
Which is difficult because it is correct. Life is Strange 1 adaptation that they're doing. So it's like, hang on a minute, like what's going to go on here? And I think like maybe she can mature the role. Maybe she can step up for that. Because again, we're basing it, this is just off the one production I've seen so far. I'm not Liz. I haven't seen the Nashville, reputation, like watching all the other stuff of it. But I did see more BTS Chloe Price than Life is Strange 1 Chloe Price. And there were moments where there was Life is Strange 1 Chloe Price. I think she did really well relationship with her father in that show. And the dynamics, obviously, William Price. And even like, I think even the crying wasn't like forced and stuff. It was kind of like, it felt leveled her performance. So I had a very mixed reception watching that film, and just mainly basing it on like Chloe Price and like seeing other things and measuring her capabilities. It was interesting to see it. I was like, but I did see more BTS Chloe Price, and BTS Rachel Amber really bled through for me. I was like, I don't know what's going on there.
When I said that, like, when I watched the film, and I was like, I can't see her as Max, I can see her as Chloe. It was more of me just saying, like, maybe not Max, right? She doesn't have that walk of Max, that uncertainty of Max. But like, if you are gonna put her in a lead role, I would rather see her as Chloe than Max. Honestly, man. You know what? I would definitely like her as Victoria.
I agree.
I would definitely more see her as Victoria because I think she can put on like a pompous role.
Agreed.
There's
no doubting her extroverted personality, Adam. No doubting it. Because that's why I said Rachel Amber would work. I think Rachel Amber works, Victoria works. And I think Chloe Price is just, there's something nuanced about that character. Like, I don't think when I see people talk about Chloe and they're like, well, she's a brat and she's all this stuff, you've literally just ignored the entire trauma-laced point of who she is. She's such a nuanced character. Like, even when you go into a room, look at what's there. All of William's stuff is there. She's a prized character. And it's like one thing I'll say, for example, Dimitri, I'm Jones, I'm watching this if you put this in the show. When she was wearing the flannel and she goes and talks to her dad, for example, in the TV show, for example, if they did it, that would be a good moment where, like, when Max picks up Fingy's clothes, Rachel's, You could even add a sequence when she puts the clothes onto the shelf, but you can see like a moment where Chloe Price picks up the flannel and puts it on herself and has that sentimental moment, and she would fit it perfectly because she looks like both of them at that point. Maisy Stella, I think it'd work because I've seen it in On My Old House. So I feel like that would be a cool moment just to kind of lace that trauma in a bit more, where it's like, she puts it on, she feels it, but then she's like, no, and then she just puts it in the cupboard, it's away, and you can just cut to Max picking it up and putting on that outfit. But she's a really nuanced character, Chloe Price. She's a very, very difficult character to portray because it's not just bratty, child, teen, whatever.
It's just like, I agree with you that she can play Rachel better because Maisy Stella has that brazen, like, hurt.
Absolutely.
Like, Maisy can definitely, she can definitely convey hurt.
Yeah.
Like, she can definitely convey damage. But Rachel is a much more brazen damage and brazen internal hurting.
Yeah.
Whereas Chloe is a much more like shielded and just a much more masked kind of hurt. And
reactionary as well.
I'm very reactionary,
consciously
defensive. Because like I can definitely see her as the free-spirited rage of Rachel Amber.
Yeah.
The shielded, masked damage that she doesn't want anybody else to see that Chloe has.
Yes.
I don't see that with Maisy, but I could be surprised. Like, again, this could be, whereas Tatum, I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
Like, once I saw Meek, sold. I'm immediately sold. Like, that is Max Caulfield. Maisy, I think, could play Rachel or Victoria much more cleanly.
Yes.
But I would like to see her role in Chloe. I would like to see like what Dimitri saw. It could be like not necessarily a nepo situation, but it is kind of a professional relationship where they know Maisy, they've seen her act. It's just one less audition that you have to do.
Do you know
you know what I mean?
What you're saying, Adam, as well? This kind of gives another point. When they've seen something in her, they've put her in a room with Tatum and done a chemistry read. This is what we don't have with Rihanna and Hannah, for example. Do you when people find that bit of situation reunion a bit funny as well? It's like, I think that's the disadvantage you have. Think about the Lost Records one when Michelle and Luke were doing the production with the mocap team, and they put them in the room. They didn't just bring Olivia Lepore in the production. They chemistry read her with other people. Amelia had the chemistry read with Andrea. They've obviously put Tatum Grace Hopkins in a room with Maisy Stella. We are basing this just on what we've seen from Maisy Stella. Maisy Stella has the disadvantages of the height and other things that's completely out of her control, right? And this is not me flipping on the TV show, as I said, very firmly where I stand on the TV show and critiquing things as well. Yeah. But it's more about, they must have seen something, what you're saying, they must have seen something, but they must have seen something in the chemistry read where they're like, this is the Chloe Price that we have. And it's something we probably haven't seen via performances. I've seen her, like her interviews and her talks and stuff. And I think she can, it's what you said with Rachel, when Rachel projects it and it's openly, it's more about this performance that she does in My Old House, but she has her head down a little bit rather than being like, as forthcoming. Because that's why I saw BTS Chloe's like, she's so reactionary things. And she's like this. And I'm like, we need the nuanced moments where she just puts her head down for a moment. It's like, and then she like lifts it and then delivers that kind of like really like hard hitting performance. Cause I think Chloe Price is a very difficult role to play. It's just not as simple as people think it is. Anyone who like, you don't have to like Chloe, for example. Like, that's the simple fact. She is a very divisive character, but she's a divisive character because she is traumatized. She is absolutely traumatized to her core. Look how snappy she is with Max, where she's like, oh, well, you just walk back in my life. Well, she's not being a dick because she's a young kid who lost her father. Freud would have a field day with Chloe Price. So would Carl Jung and all the other theorists. But it's and also as well, and just say this as well, it paints into a really horrible stereotype, but it's also in a joking, endearing way. Do you when they say like the therapist sees like the blue-haired girl walk in, he's like, oh, mula mula, here's money and stuff. But she's an example of a textbook example. And ironically, she's died of hell. But like, ironically, she's a textbook example of someone who's so trauma-filled, not damaged, trauma-filled, that you have to deliver a really methodical performance. That's never going to take away from Maisy Stella, because I can't sit here and be like, well, you're not going to be able to deliver it because you play this really extroverted character in my house. I think she gave me a good measurement of things where I was like, actually, hang on a minute, there's something there that I can see it, but it's just more about, I can't see it until you get into that room and how you bounce off of Tatum, where it's like, that's my first measure of it. And I think I don't even think the optics are on Tatum. I think they're all on her, which I feel so sorry for at this point, because it's like, it's the same with the Rihanna DeVries situation. Ashley Birch has stonewalled that performance in as Chloe Price. And that's an example of Ashley Birch as well, who is someone who has gone through her own trauma, projected it onto Chloe, and delivered that performance. And this performance is this performance could define her or break her really early in her career.
Yes.
And I do feel that there's a lot of expectation here. Watching my old ass and seeing her firsthand and watching interviews, I'm like, I can see parts of it, but the delivery and the performance is going to have to be something quite exceptional on that, and just the way it is. But watching some of the scenes in My Old Ass, I saw moments of Chloe Price, now future projection, obviously, because you've seen it, but there's just something there where I'm like, if you angle this maybe right, I think you could get what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's all about who's
That's what I
helping
mean.
her.
I'm worried that Maisy Stella is going to come off as cosplaying Chloe rather than becoming Chloe.
Exactly.
That's my biggest concern. And did you see the my biggest concern is like, did you see the production photo of the God of War series?
Oh God, yes, I did.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm worried about that. I'm scared about that. I think Maisy can be a great role, but I'm scared that they're just going to cosplay her as Chloe.
Yeah,
because Chloe, like you said, is a very difficult role to portray. I'm not saying that Max isn't. I'm just saying that Chloe is a very dynamic character.
Yeah.
And a very hurt character.
Massively.
So
it's a difficult role. It's a difficult role. Max is the main protagonist, but Chloe Price is a very hard role to play. She's so nuanced. Like one day if I go down that route, become a therapist, I will make videos on it, because I think she's fascinating as a case study example, because like she's so like, just you have to read between the lines of like her being angry isn't a reaction of that. Look at the phase, like you could literally apply like the denial, the repression, all the feelings on like just sequences where, oh, you little brat, take that photo away from Chloe, from Rachel Amber, and then next 5 minutes she's sat on the bed with Max opening up to her about Rachel Amber. It's like, hang on a minute, that was two really weird reactions. No, but it's the character, it's the way she represents herself. Everything is of that as well. And sometimes I think BTS does nail it right, and sometimes I think they make her too teeny, and I'm like, she's not a teeny. She's someone whose development has gone further as well at that point, because she's seen the horrors of things and everything else in between it. I mean, Adam, this was one thing that was in that poster that they showed for the Life is Strange TV show. They put a nice little reference in there, and that was a Polaroid, obviously, of Maisy Stella and Tatum Grace Hopkins, which is probably that like our first look at that kind of dynamic. But I think that's where we're at, where it's like, she literally, her merit of the judgment of Maisy Stella. I know some people are judging it already, and again, I'm very much fair, free, and as I said, don't ever read my language where you talk when it's like you think I'm overly negative about things. You're not reading the way I interpret things. That's the tism that works there. But it's more about with her as well. My thing is going to be like, your first test of the audience is of this moment when you show people.
I just think that Chloe, for this fan base, is a much more touchy subject than Max is, because Max has been untainted. Like, Max has been just Hannah Tell, just the one game, and then going into Double Exposure, it's still Hannah Tell and just tainted by bad writing. Whereas Chloe, right, first portrayed by Ashley Birch, and like people fell in love with that Chloe, and then all of a sudden we have this side project by a different development studio and a different actress, and it's just like, what are we doing? And it was a whole guild. But then Ashley Birch came back for Farewell, and then you go into Double Exposure, and it's Chloe is taken away, and not just taken away, but dead. Like, oh yeah, we either moved apart or dead. And even in the comics, like, there's this like, we could have had this. We could have had this. And then I think because Chloe was just give and take and give and take and give and take from this fan base that is so in love with Chloe, whereas Max is gone to be like untouched, essentially.
Agreed.
I think that's why we're all just like so touchy about Chloe.
It's like you said about Deck 9 as well, when they made Chloe likable. They made like that thing where you said as well, and it's like, it resonates with what you're saying, where it's like, when you look at the production, like, as you said, like, Chloe has forever changed hands in ways where, like, Emma Vicelli is the only person in between that gap of Deck. Well, even though, because Deck 9 did do it for Farewell, and that was it. But yeah, like with Max, it's like Don't Nod, Deck 9, Emma, straight to Deck 9 again with that as well, and you go in that production cycle. So it's like, it's been a little bit more measured. And I think Emma really does handle Max well, obviously with Chloe and the comics situation that, you know, when you, again, committees and whatever else, you can't really deal with that kind of stuff. Like
the other part of it is like they've also tried to been feeding us replacements for Chloe. They try to replace Chloe with Steph. They've tried to replace Chloe with Safi. And it's just like
she's a rejected child, isn't she? She's like the rejected child from like the moment you've literally treated like the character she's in the game. Ironically, you've literally transferred that into real life, where it's like we'll just shun her. It's like people relate to that.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Like, they really relate to her for that reason. It's like you can't just shoo her away from it. She's too important to that kind of central premise of what Don't Nod created her as. She drives that story forward. She's like Kat Mickelson in Lost Records. Kat helps move the story forward. Swan is the main character. So's Max. They are the main character. They are the perspective. They are the standpoint. You are the protagonist. You project yourself onto it. Kat and even Nora. Kat and Nora help drive that story forward. Autumn's a very nuanced character who helps like facilitate other things in between. But like Kat is the one that helps drive it. Same with Chloe. She drives the story forward. She helps move it forward because you have that really dynamic thing. But Chloe's just a very complicated character. She's not as simple as people thinking, well, she's a brat and blah, blah. It tells me a lot about you as a person that you don't understand what's going on with that character, why she is so laced with that thing experience. You know, when you talk to people who lose their like fathers and stuff at a young age, it impacts them. I always make that big example. Look at a Spielberg film. Father is always missing. Why do you think that? Spielberg was raised by his mum. He makes it a big point in his films. The father figure is always missing. Sometimes the parents are missing as well. Like people project experiences into their products. I'm not going to go any further, Adam, because I feel like this is going to open up something else now. But like I'm just saying, like you are representative of that kind of thing. And I think you hit the bang on the point about how Chloe has been handled throughout this entire franchise. And it's beyond people making that really that completely oblivious point of like, well, they're always going to bring her back for a reunion. Were they fuck going to bring her back from a reunion? Look at the way that project is built. Look at the way she is. Literally, one of our stories is coming up about Out of Focus. We'll talk more about that as well. Do you really think that they were making her the child, poster child of everything? No, they weren't. Like it's quite clearly they've changed that kind of thing, and they've finally clocked on 11 years later, 10 years later, about how important she actually really is to the story of helping move things along. Not everyone relates to Max. That's fine. Some people relate to Chloe. Some people relate to Rachel Amber. That's fine. It's naturally who you want to. And that's it. Even Rachel Amber's a contentious one for me. Rachel Amber's my favorite character in the series outside of Max. And on top of that, I do think BTS caused a lot of issues. As much as I love it, I love Kylie. I think she's one of the most perfect castings ever. I still have issues with the way they represent Rachel Amber, because Rachel Amber was an enigmatic plot device in that game. She was like the most perfect representation of Laura Palmer as a homage to something, and they nailed it. But then they kind of ruined that agency. It's like Prison Break. You said it. Let's bring it back because Michael Scofield is another story. Nothing sacred. Do you know what? Before we move on to this, my take about the time capsule thing aged so well, because in the same week we got the Scary Movie 6 trailer, and then on top of that, Nathan Fillion has been teasing a potential Firefly reunion. And I love Firefly. I even like some of the old. Nothing is sacred anymore. And it's like anything you like, the things that are in a time capsule, enjoy them, because the minute someone gets a hang on them, they're remaking it, they're rehashing it, they're doing all that, and they did it with Chloe as well. Ashley Birch wasn't able to come back for different things, yada yada yada. And it's like we'll replace it with Rihanna DeVries, we'll try and reformat it, we'll rechange it. All these writers come in, different people give their perspectives, and it's like, who's the character? You know, you create all these different perceptions. Some people immediately attach themselves to Maisy Stella being Chloe. Some people might not. They'll be like, that's completely devoid of Chloe. Look at, and I say this again, Adam warned you repeatedly about double exposure. You ask for Chloe, they bring her back. And again, it ties in with Backer as well. You can't get angry. You can get angry, but you are in that position, because if you say, oh, you brought her back, well, of course it did, because you wanted her. What are you supposed to do? You can't have your cake and eat it. They're going to bring something back. If you say it, they'll bring it back. And then the next part of the drama starts with it. And it's like, ultimately, that's what happened. Everyone was like, well, the next project's dead if they don't bring back Chloe. They brought her back. And you're like, oh, it's like, I didn't like double exposure. And should I buy it? I'm going to still hate this game, but Chloe's there. And it's like, and they caught you in the rock and a hard place. And it's happened. That's what happens when this happens in these situations. It's here. Like, even with the TV shows, my expectations are at an all-time low because there's so many difficulties with it. Even Amazon MGM Productions, LuckyChap, these aren't the high-quality productions you see on Netflix and other studios and stuff. They're still, quote-unquote, new to the forte of things, of trying things as well. Like Amazon, even Adam made that point, Amazon's not even in the same league as Netflix for production TV shows and stuff. Not in the same ballpark. Even Apple TV productions are better than Amazon. I watched Pluribus. I was like, that's amazing, the production. Same with Ted Lasso. Amazing. Amazon ones, I'm like, there's still a lot to be desired here. Could it get better? Yes. Depends on if Amazon really wants that to be the finance model, because they're not going to conquer the streaming market compared to Netflix has done. That's a monopoly now for them. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. But Maisy Stella's Adam, it's a very interesting thing. Like I did not enjoy My Old Ass, and also as well, actually I said to you, I hate the film's title. It's called My Old Ass. And then on top of that, it's linked to the character. And when they mention it, it's the most... I was honestly expecting Maisy Stella.
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting Maisy
it's
Stella.
It's like that Peter Griffin, like, that's the name of the movie.
That's like, yeah, I was honestly expecting Maisy Stella to be at one point be like, My Old Ass, and then be like... she was the camera. I'd be like... Yeah, I was really expecting it. It was annoying, but it was an interesting film. Like, I mean, if you're really all about Chloe Price being... a certain sexuality or the way she thinks. I mean, that film, Maisy Stella, is really going to give you that delivery. If you haven't seen some of the clips in there, it was like, right, okay. I was like, that's a bit of a... I was like, whoa, like, where we go. I was like, that's that. But no, I think I'm more than happy to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm interested with it, but it just needs... It needs that level of performance I've never seen from her. And
I need the trailer. I need the trailer.
Yeah, and she might surprise us completely. She might go from BTS Chloe, as I've just said there, to like full blown Chloe. I'm like, well, hello. I'm like, there's a delivery performance. But yeah, I do feel like she is in the same position as Rihanna DeVries in terms of expectations for a next Life is Strange game, because I think you've nailed the point with the heritage of Chloe Price in the series. It's not been the best, has it? Representative of the character who's already gone through a bad time, and they got this. It's like, as you will. Adam, I'm ready to move on to the next topic if you are. Should we move into it?
I absolutely am. Yes.
So there's a big talking point, Adam, as well, and I think it's very contentious as well. So we'll bring it in. So, as you can see here, because me and Adam are very much interested in this, the reveal has happened. So Life is Strange Twitter page there said, feast your own eyes on the cover for Life is Strange Out of Focus, the new Titan novel by Rosiee. Izzie's mysterious new band manager is Chloe Price herself in this prequel to Life is Strange. You can pre-order this amazing novel and go back on the road with the band on September 1st. So as you can see, there's the book there. Adam, just a reminder, Rosiee 4's they and them pronouns as well. Just always remember that as well. But yeah, that's the comparison. Just to give you a bit of context, Adam, because I can pull it up on here, so I can just give you a side-by-side of it as well. So yeah, there's the cover as we've shown. I did pull that out as well, which is quite funny. A little skull and farewell pirate hat. I noticed that immediately. I was like, okay. So if you look here as well, because I've got the picture. Where's the picture? That's Jose Mourinho. That could be Izzie. There's a very faint shadow in the corner.
Yes.
And it does look very much like Izzie, which makes sense there. And then just to put on top of that, there's a comparison just for if you wanted to look at the covers side by side of... I didn't make a better image. I haven't posted it yet on the Play On vs. the World page. That's the kind of like...
Steph's story was probably the last Life is Strange project that I actually
I agree. Really, I thought Rosiee 4 nailed it. I love Katie Bence's audiobook as well. I thought Katie was very just great in the performance, the audiobook. Like that's a different league, She's done voice acting, but audiobook's a different animal. Same with Maury. I didn't like Heatwaves, but Maury was really great with a narrator on an audiobook. I was like, let her narrate my life or Katie Bence.
Maury did the best she could.
Do you know what though, as well? And we'll come on to the cover's contentiousness as well. I also think Rihanna DeVries is doing the audiobook. That's why this also links with it as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's why
I hope so. Because Steph we got with Katie, which phenomenal. That we got Erica Maury. I think it could be Rihanna. Yeah. Absolutely could be. So I will be picking this up on audio, of course. So I don't know if they're on Libro at all.
Would not surprise me.
So if you don't know, if you don't know Libro.fm, it's a alternative audiobook company that's all of the proceeds, like a portion of your proceeds can go to a local bookstore that you can choose. So very, very good. Not owned by Amazon. But
Adam, with this as well, because you don't get soaked on the social media thing, I don't really either.
Yes, both the Life is Strange books are on Libro, so I imagine this one will come to Libro as well.
Yes. Adam, so you haven't been involved in the drama that is on Reddit and social media as well. Obviously, a big contentious point for a lot of people was that Chloe Price is on the front cover and not Izzie, who is the main lead of this focus of this book of Rosiee 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a big talking point of things. Ultimately, I put my 2 cents out. Some people agreed, some people disagreed with it. That is what it is. I said that.
The way I saw the cover, I'm like, okay, they're marketing reunion. You know, like that was just like my gut reaction. Like they're just, you know, going after reunion, and I didn't really think anything of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, the description, just remember as well, it says just briefly, it says in the 8 years since the split of Haven Springs, Izzie has recruited a full band to bolster her energetic sound and heartfelt lyrics, chasing success and fighting greater recognition. Drugstore Makeup find themselves on the cusp of their next break. So when their new manager kicks them out of the comfort zone, Izzie and the band enter a tornado of activities, writing and rehearsing fresh songs as they prepare to record an album, embarking on a tour, grimy live music venues to grow their fandom mosh pit by mosh pit, and vigorously debating the optimum ratio of band merchandise to sleeping bags in the back of a shared touring van, etc., etc. It's a lot about thingy Izzie and that. I think that's the old description before it gets into Chloe Price as well. Adam, my perspective was, and this was just how I put it as well, like ultimately brand exposure is an important part, and especially with IP and pulling marketing as well, because like this is where corporates work differently and where focus groups are really helpful, because you have to just suspend yourself from being a fan's perspective. Because when I did an interview with Emma Vicelli, and she was talking about the first time I did the interview as well, she was talking about how Max was drawn. Do you know how Claudia Leonardi draws her? She's like, you still have to make sure that Max looks visible. She's like, she's drawn in a way where she's a little bit older, but the person can immediately associate themselves with with Max Caulfield. So they know it. They see it by eye, bang, you got it. Because that's my concern that happened with Double Exposure when Michelle didn't recognize her. And it was like, some people didn't. Remember when she turned her head? People were like, was that Max? It's like, oh no. It's like you need immediately someone to see it. But I digress. Yeah. That's a big part of why Chloe Price is on here, for example, because like they've done it because they've included her in the story. Whether that's part of the pivot and stuff for reunion and stuff, they've included her in and they put the drugstore makeup. But they're doing it because Izzie is essentially faceless in this series. Like she's got that photo from True Colors. She's in True Colors mention. She's in Steph's story. She's essentially, quote unquote, a faceless character in the series. You put her on the front cover, someone's going to look at it and be like, oh, that's Life is Strange logo. Who's that? And you immediately turn someone off from it. From a range looking at something, people are going to be like, hang on a minute. That's going to happen. And then ironically as well, and on this photo as well, I don't know if it's on here. I was talking to someone on Twitter. I think it's Matt who's talking to, who's really lovely. They were saying like, oh, you'd put Izzie a little bit bigger, like maybe on the photo here instead of down here. I was like, for example, if you put Izzie here in the background, right? What's the next thing someone's going to do? They're like, hang on a minute. Is this a Max and Safi situation again? Where's Max and Chloe? Where's Max and Chloe? Like, why is Max... And you might not think it, but people will do that. They will focus group and stress test these other things as well. Posters are really methodical. I remember Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. If you go in Japan, Kazuhiro Miller's on it and Snake's on it. You look at the Western release, it's just Snake. And you're like, hang on a minute, why do you change it? And they'll be like, well, Kazu looks like he's a main character in it, but he's not essentially a main character. And here's an example just for this. Imagine StrangeCast 5 years and we try and take it to the next level. It'd be like me and Adam being here on the front of it, and then Abby being behind us. And Abby's massively bigger. Me and Adam are smaller, but she's never appeared on the podcast. And you're like, hang on a minute. Like, what's going on there? That's just my perspective on it. Look, I get it with having Izzie on there and other things as well. And I saw people immediately start connecting the IGN piece, being like, well, this is the trend and stuff. Stop it. Just please stop it. You're making a narrative here, which is destructive as well, because even Rebecca Valentine, the writer of that, has already said to you that you're creating a narrative here, basing on one point. It's not that. I've worked with Square Enix before. I'm one of their biggest critics on this platform, including with you as well. They're not like that. I've worked their PR team as well before on things. They are very, very open-minded about things. Other things are conflicting with that. That's fine. Just with Izzie, it would be difficult for them to sell the book with her on there. Just if she was the main focus and Chloe was in the background, it would be that. And ultimately, even if she was on the front cover, you'd have Chloe in the front with her, and you'd have Chloe's front and center compared to her.
Well, like the way I see it, once again, excuse me, but like the thing I see is that people were asking for Chloe back.
Yeah.
People were like just at arms, like trying to get Chloe back, right? And then like we get Chloe, and this is just another trying to sell the book because like, oh, people love
Yeah.
Chloe, so we're gonna put Chloe in the cover. And I'm gonna say this is a prequel to Reunion. So like, well, how did Chloe get there? How did Chloe figure this out?
Yeah.
And it's just like Chloe will be front of center. So like they see that Chloe sells because these people were just like at arms, like pitchforks in their hands, like give us Chloe back, you know. So of course it's gonna happen. You know, I'm not surprised by this at all.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and also as well, let me just kind of point something out as well. And this is just to kind of point out a thing as well. If they put Izzie on the front cover, right, and some people said like make her the main character, put on the front cover, and I'm just going to point this out as just like kind of like the example. I'm gonna get in trouble for this part of the segment, but it's my opinion because I'm talking about purely from a business perspective. I always feel like if you come to this podcast, it's about nuanced conversations and critical perspective of businesses. There's enough fan theories and stuff you can go check out online. I feel like this kind of creates something different. You put Izzie on the front cover, right? And imagine if this book didn't sell well, what's the next reaction the Life is Strange fans going to do? Tell me that. And it's going to be, you didn't do enough marketing for it. You didn't push it enough. Oh, did Square Enix just grow money off trees? Is it not fighting an activist firm that's currently buying its second position stake in the company? Has it not just laid off its entire marketing team and other things and shut down its Western divisions or in the process of shutting them off? You can't win in both situations because if they put Izzie on the front cover and that doesn't sell the product then because people don't know who Izzie is and there's no association with it and it underperforms, your next thing is going to be your next mental defense mechanism of blaming the publisher for not promoting it enough. And it's like this one actually in itself gives Izzie a perspective where she's involved in more content in the series. You can bounce her off Chloe Price, who in itself as well, Chloe Price is a big representative of trans people as well, who have found themselves through that, as Jace has very much pointed out to me as well, who's a very big, important character. You see people dress up with Chloe, men, women, whoever. Sure. So, you know, it's an important representation point. And I get the entire, you know, feeling about a trans character not being on the front, but this is how businesses go. They focus group everything. Look at Last of Us with Ellie being on the front cover, like the way she's positioned compared to Joel and stuff like that. It happens, man. Even the first Life is Strange, who's on the front cover? Max. Who's on the front cover of Before the Storm? Chloe. Where's Rachel Amber in that? She's a big character in that. She's not in the front cover of it. She was in some of the marketing. No, she's not on the front cover. Who's on the front cover of True Colors? Alex.
Yeah.
But why we're not putting Thingy on? You know, Steph and Ryan. No, not important. Wolf Brothers on the front cover. Max, was Safi on the front cover of Double Exposure? No one knew who Safi was because they were not going to put her on the front cover. They put Max front and center in that massive picture because it's like absolute cinema. Max Caulfield is back. We're trying to hook people into the product here, and it's ultimately that.
Yes.
Look, and
it's business.
Yeah.
It's just, and this is what I say. Like I like working with indie because you can do whatever you want with indie. You have nothing really to lose. Whereas companies like Square who like back money into this, like, hey, you owe us this money back. We want it back. Like independents, like we'll put like thousands of dollars into a project and we'll probably even sell $20.
Yeah.
We'll probably get back $20. Like you have that expectation, you know?
Yeah. And also as well, like, who's writing it? It's Rosiee 4. Do you not trust Rosiee 4 to like get the delivery of like the characters and stuff? They're gonna nail it.
Yeah.
I love Rosiee 4. Rosiee 4, come on this channel. It'd be great to have you on it. I love Steph's story.
Once again, like if you haven't read Steph's story, God, dude, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they get this job to Rosiee Thor because Rosiee knows how to write for Life is Strange and knows how to write for Izzie.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like Rosiee knows. And that's the thing. When we're talking about covers, Rosiee doesn't really have a say in it. Essentially, it is Titan that does this.
Yeah.
Is it Titan Books that's doing this?
Titan Books, yeah. It's Titan Books and Square Enix collaboration.
Yeah.
Force contractor, essentially, isn't she? In there.
Yeah. So Titan is the one making the cover. Like Rosiee can probably give their opinion about it, but it is Titan that says like that's a cool opinion. It's always on the cover.
Yeah.
You know, like that's nice. That's nice.
I have a feeling they're going to tie it bigger because I know Zoe Tonell is doing the comic, the prequel comic, and Zoe has hinted very heavily that obviously there's links and drugstore makeup and stuff. I think they'll make Izzie and they'll make her appear in the comics. It's too early, man. She has no brand exposure. It makes no sense to do that. This is why, and I know this might antagonize people. This is why businesses work the way that businesses do, and this is why developers and fans are different as well with that. Look at, for example, Adam pointed in the last episode, Lost Records, love Michelle, love Luke, love their development team, right? They put the heart and soul in it. They have a boss. Oscar Gilbert's their boss.
Yes.
And he has to work on the business side of things. He doesn't care about the I'm just like projecting here. He doesn't care about the fine details of things. He cares about you getting the product out so we can make money from it. And on top of that, Oscar Gilbert, as he is dubbed as the final boss at Don't Nod, has a boss because he has stakeholders. Everyone has a boss unless you're at the top of the food chain, at the very, very, very top. And even they probably have one. Ironically, it might even be God as well, because if you're going to go down that level of how far the boss goes, it's that, you know?
I don't think I'm their boss, though, Adnan.
You're gonna burn.
I don't think I'm their boss.
This is why they threw you out the church. They threw you right out the church for this as well. This is why the pastor days are well and truly gone from that. But no, but that's what I mean. That everyone has a boss, though. So it's like everyone has like. You might think like, you know, the Don't Know team has that lovely environment and do that, but they have stakeholders. They have all these other things that have to come into consideration, and you have to be really careful.
That's why I say. Well, I was gonna say that's why I say these commenters sometimes they say like, "What is this?" Like, you've never had to answer to a committee, and it shows. Again, going back to my pastor days, I had 3 committees to go through. Any decision I had to do in my youth ministry, it was mine. I was paid for it. I was a paid youth pastor. Any decision I had to make in a church, I had to go through 3 committees.
Yeah.
3. And when all these those fans and these commenters are just like this, you've never had to go through a board, you never had to go through a committee, and it shows, dude.
It's not patronizing that or condescending. That is the truth, because we learned about the game.
I'm patronizing.
No, but we learned about game development and stuff. I don't think I'm anywhere near as proficient. Unless you're in the industry, you've seen it and you experienced it. That's when you see the optics of it. Even you've gone through the independent route. You've started seeing things. You know where you want to be, etc. And you feel that. It's so easy to put like a glazing situation. They'd be like, well, this is at the book. No, there's tons of details that come into this. Yeah.
Little side note. I hate Megabonk. I hate you. Megabonk, I hate you. If I get one more goddamn reference saying like Megabonk, dude, that is the top reference I get from my clientele. It's like, if you played Megabonk, I swear to Christ, dude. Like, Megabonk is like the bane of my existence. So I just have to get off my chest.
That's bad.
I love you, client. If you're watching this clientele, I love you. Mwah. Please work with me. Please stop sending me Megabonk references. I swear to God. Anyways,
no, that's fair. But yeah, I think I'm kind of exhausted on this. But it's just a simple optics. It's like you can't just say like, oh well, we need Izzie on there. What if it doesn't sell then? Then you're gonna make that mental gymnastic be like, well, you didn't throw more money at it.
That's the thing.
Like,
see, like going on my Megabonk references, like independents are giving me these references both with Megabonk, Hollow Knight, because those games have sold. They're putting an investment into this, and they're like, can you make it sound like this? Because Megabonk has sold. So even on the independent side, I have to like listen to my clientels and just say like, okay, I can do that the best the way I can without copying and pasting it. And that's just that's just it. Like you talk about all this stuff, like why can't they do this? Why can't they do that? Even on the independent side, there's not there. I don't really have a say in a lot. Like I've worked with developers who would give me full creative control, and some who have given me hyper specific. Like this is what you need to do. So, you know, like I just have to say that, like, like Chloe being on the cover is not Rosie Thor's call. It is not necessarily like a fan made call. It is just like Square Enix and Titan Books trying to get their money back because they are investing into something and they're realizing that Chloe sells and nobody knows what Izzie looks like.
Exactly.
Like that's just it. Like Izzie doesn't really have like what you were saying. Izzie doesn't have a face that's recognizable. Chloe does, and especially after reunion, Chloe will have the recognizable face. So this is just a business move, and I'm not saying that's a good move. I am just saying the reality of this, that this is a business.
It's just a business,
you know.
move.
It's a dirty business move. The more you realize that, like, hey, businesses are not my friend. they are just, I am their fodder. The more you can realize, like, okay, so that's why I need to do an indie project.
Like,
you know,
I give this example as well. I'm breaking the fourth wall. This is from Thomas Murch, who responded on Twitter. Shout out to him. He's going to timestamp this. I know he's going to. He even put here as just a first reply. But I've heard her name mentioned a few times. But have we seen Izzie in an official Life is Strange product? I don't think she's in any of the games or the comics that I've read. But there might be some I don't know about. So, like that example, like it's
wasn't Izzie in a comic? I thought Izzie made an appearance in one of the comics.
I don't think she's in Forget Me Not.
No,
I think she is just True Colors mentioned, obviously, and obviously a photo as well. You see the photo. That's why we got our first visual representation, and then on top of that we have this one as well. And on top of that as well, let me just kind of point this out. This is just mainly just like maybe connecting dots and feelings as well. If Izzie's voice is heard in True Colors, and it's Deandra Warwick, who is the former lead writer at Deck 9 as well. Are you going to replace someone who's a trans writer for an audiobook with another actor? What if it's that actor's not trans, or are you just going to replace them anyway with a trans actor? And then maybe all these other things, and they don't work at Deck 9 anymore. Will they come back for it? Can they do an audiobook? They're not a professionally trained actor. They're a developer. Can you see where all these like little facets come into play, where it's like, actually, maybe we do the more business savvy, smart decision? And when I bring up Thomas Murch reply, it's like, even in the fandoms, people might not remember every finite detail where it's like that. And it's like, if even the Life is Strange fan couldn't tell you exactly what Izzie looks like, you have to be a bit more pragmatic with who you pick and how you do it and how you represent it. You can't just, I'm just sticking to, I give my opinions more on the podcast as I get more reassured of it. But it's just like, you know, you can disagree with my opinions as well. The world is built on opinions as well, but it's just like, you can't just be like, this is the reason why they have to come on, please read and go and look at other things and look at different journalism pieces and stuff like that. You can't just base it off one opinion on that. They've also even disputed what people argue about. It's like, I'm surprised you're surprised by that, Rebecca Valentine. People are just latching themselves on one line and going there. Maybe there are contentious issues within it. It's not going to be rosy, you know, not rosy fall, but like rosy rainbows and stuff like that. It's going to be like, there's a lot of issues in there. So anyway, Adam, I think we should wrap up there because it'll be too much like beating the dead horse. I think there's two more pieces and we can wrap up here. We'll kind of go through them as well quickly. So Adam, I'll pull this one up here on the screen for the people.
We'll batter through these.
Lost Records is here. Let's move us down to here because the people so they can see it. So as you can see here, guys, Lost Records Boomer Age has been nominated for Outstanding Cinematography at the Best Real-Time Real-Time Game Cinematic at the 2020 Cinematic Awards. It's the first ceremony. It'll be held on March the 10th, California. And there is Lost Records, Adam, as you can see down here. It is the Coven scene with all the people being mentioned, which I love as well. I love that they're all mentioned there, which is quite cool.
Wow.
So you have Michelle, you have Juliette, you have Clement, you have Anais? God damn it, man.
I have no idea.
Why couldn't I make a game where it was all French developers or different?
Now say the last name.
Say the last name. Mansour.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a pretty good one.
Show off. Ben Mansour.
Like back of dust as it is, Luke. But no, very cool. And also just establish this should be an industry practice for certain things. Name people who are more, I mean, this is a cinematic, but name people. I don't want to start seeing where it says, you know, best musician. And it's just like, don't know Montreal. It's like, name the people, man. We're in 2026. Get some industry recognition on people's names and stuff. Come on, man.
Now, the nomination above it, dude, that actually, I'm going to say this right now. That's surprising that is actually nominated because there was dude, people were pissed about that scene, dude.
Really?
They were because so are you a fan of Kill Bill?
Yes,
I assume.
Yeah.
So this was like a continuation of Yuki.
Oh,
and
right.
And the scene was Kill Bill but filled with Fortnite characters, and it was so insulting to Tarantino fans that the Fortnite fans didn't really get it. Tarantino fans didn't really get it. It was so controversial. I am actually kind of shocked that actually got nominated, dude. So, big yikes on that one. That's confusing to me, but yikes. But hey, Lost Records, The Coven, it's nominated. Hooray!
Fantastic. Yes. Yeah. That's something. But yeah, Lost Records is nominated, as I said. As well. Dispatch is there in Borderlands 4.
Hey,
and
Dispatch, look at that.
Battlefield 6. So yeah, good luck to the Lost Records team down in Montreal. We hope you win big as well, and we'll support that. And Adam, one last piece before we move into comment on the podcast and also spread the arts. It is none other than we missed this because of the thing. He is
copycat.
Back. He is back. They are here. Beethoven and Dinosaur have announced a release date for Mixtape, which is 7th of May 2026. PC, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2. It is all coming to. Mr. Johnny Galvatron is coming in 2026, which let's go. Very excited for that. Very cool trailer. Obviously, it's just a lot of what we've seen. Very, very excited to see what they do with that. So yeah, looking forward to. I don't know how much else to say. It's just nice to see it being announced. Obviously, it's on Switch. It's on Switch 1, but as you will. So
it makes sense, dude.
Yeah.
Like putting on Switch 1 will be a big mistake, man.
Yeah,
huge mistake. Because we see the other, like we saw Life is Strange on the Switch, man, and it's just like, yeah, thank God it's not coming on that. Like Poketopia or Pokopia, sorry, Pokemon Pokopia, Switch 2 only. Like the next Pokemon game, Gen 10 is only Switch 2. Like they're understanding, like, hey, I know it's $500, maybe, but
it's limits. Yeah, absolutely. So Adam, let's go into spread the arts. Spread the arts comments of the podcast. We're going to comment the podcast here, and we'll go through these. So the first one, was from Under the Current 9708, and it's on side A of episode 135. And put, never have I been more excited to play a possible disaster of a game. Let's go, with 3 exclamation marks, which
that pretty much summarizes both of ours as well. We're excited to play a possibly disastrous game, but you know what? I'm with you.
Pizza,
I'm with you on this.
It's gonna be like cold pizza. Like that's all you need to deliver. Like as I said, the bar is so low. I'm like James Cameron, that little submarine going down. You'll be playing my song when I'm lifting the bar. We just need to raise the bar a little bit, and that's all we're asking for.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's just
and that's what I mean. I just think that, like, because there's no chapters, you're solving a mystery. I think it's gonna be an 8-hour experience. That's my prediction, right? Just trying to land a plane of Max and Chloe. Dude, it's gonna be what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's a very tough job, dude. It's a tough job. So
yeah,
I'm excited, but it could be a disaster. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And also our next comment. This was from @Vladstrom, but before we get to Vladstrom, it's a really nice comment, so I had to put it in. But I will give a shout out to @NickWard07, who put "I like Adam's hat" as a comment, which was pretty much the clear winner at this point, but has just been hijacked.
So I put this on. That's why I put on this hat, because I saw that comment.
He put that comment a couple of days ago. He was right in the clear, and then Vladstrom put the comment that has stolen the limelight. So unfortunately, a shout out to Nick Wood for their lovely comment there on Adam's hat. But as you can see here, Vladstrom has put here, great podcast as usual. So Adam predicted Maisy Stella being cast as Chloe. Really cool. I haven't watched my old arse yet, but it's on my list. Can't wait to see your podcast and the casting, and also hope you'll discuss the short movie featuring Tatum called The Meek, which, as we did, she's really awesome there. Gives a lot of Max Code behavior, and I'm in such awe of perfect casting. Really looking forward to your thoughts. You're my biggest Life is Strange influencers on the internet. Which thank you very much.
Yeah,
without his jacket,
an influencer.
He hasn't got his Alex Chen jacket, and he's a Life is Strange influencer. This is shocking behavior from Square Enix. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm upsetty spaghetti right now. Upsetty spaghetti.
Like as I said, but thank you for the really lovely kind words. It's really appreciated, and we really appreciate everyone who comes and watches this as well. And it's just nice. Obviously, I can see where your opinions are as well, and I think hopefully I was aligned with a lot of it. I think you can't look. I think you can quote unquote poo on the project of the TV show in terms of it won't be authentic and it won't have these kind of things, and these are all issues. But I think it's here, isn't it? That's the thing with corporate entities. When they bring it, it's here, and you kind of have to try and deliver something that's palatable. You don't want to make it more, worse in the situation. You saw that with like Last of Us Part 2 TV show that they did, the season 2 part that they did. It's like, come on, man. Or Game of Thrones, like, just make it at least palatable. Even yours with Stranger Things, it wasn't the best ending, but it wasn't enough to fracture the entire Stranger Things IP, was it? It was just like a palatable ending for some people at least. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that's what we need. So it's like same with the TV show. I can't judge them until you see that until that first trailer drops and I see Tatum Grace Hopkins as Max and especially Maisy Stella as Chloe Price. What am I supposed to say? Sort of doggone actresses for no reason. Like they're two young actors and already expectations. Maisy Stella has experienced at least a little bit of notoriety within the industry. Like Maisy Stella's got like almost 800,000 followers on Instagram and has like got a history of other things. But Tatum Grace Hopkins has like literally been thrown into the lion's den of their own accord. Like they're coming into it and it's like, well, Tatum, show me what you're going to do here. This is like, you know, this is like massive. It's massive, isn't it? It's like going from working on an independent game with a small developer to then going working with Sam Lake and you'd be like, hang on a minute, like, God damn it, it'd be like, yeah, that's how surreal it would be. And even Sam Lake's, in a respectful way, not even as big as other people you could go and name in the industry as like people like Cliffy B, who needs to come back. Get on the phone, Adam. Get him back in. We need Cliffy B back in.
He's not coming back.
He's just self-deprecating, isn't he? He's just self-deprecating as usual. And just, I don't fit Cliffy B. Anyway,
yeah.
Adam, spread the arts. What are you spreading? Except for your thighs.
You want me to?
Yes.
You want me to? Let's go.
That's the reunion DLC pre-order bonus. Shh.
Nobody clipped that. Dude, so I was just reminded, man, like, and we're talking about how like crap the industry has been, like the video game industry being too greedy, and we could be going through a crash right now. I think I'm pretty sure I've recommended this book before, but I'm shouting it again because it's just reminded me of everything. Now I own this on Audible. I'm not sure it's on Libro right now, but it is called Once Upon a Atari by Howard Scott Warshaw.
Yes.
That I highly recommend this on audiobook. Reason being is that Howard Scott Warshaw actually narrates his story on the making of the E.T. game.
If I remember correctly, you tried to get him for an interview on Games and Groceries. Was that correct?
On Games and Groceries,
yes.
I tried 2 or 3 times. He just never responded. Because right now he's actually a psychiatrist right now. So
Freud would have a lot to say there as well. Let me just say that. Like,
yeah, he's a psychiatrist now. So he's out in California being that. So but the other note, Once Upon a Atari, how I made history by killing an industry. But he talks about one. It's so funny hearing his perspective because he's such a geek.
Yeah,
that like hearing him talk about code and all that. He's such a geek, and it's just so fun to listen to.
Yeah,
but it's also like saying like, did I kill the industry or did corporate greed kill the industry? Right, and he kind of like makes it an open-ended question. He doesn't really say like, see, it wasn't my fault. He just kind of says like, here's how I killed the industry. Yeah. Here's how my company killed the industry. Here's how greedy corporate killed the industry. Like all kind of combined, like his attitude, company's attitude. So if we're talking about how history is repeating itself, I cannot recommend more the audiobook. You can pick up the paper book if you want to. But I highly recommend listening to Howard Scott Warshaw say his piece about it.
Yes,
because it is history repeating itself. So, Once Upon a Atari, Howard Scott Warshaw, get it on an audiobook. It's, dude, I don't think you'll regret it.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's very interesting. By the way, I had to explain to Adam, I'm using my new MacBook and the battery is just about to die, and there's like a charger thing that I put, like I have a USB-C connector thing in it, and because it's the new MacBook, you can't actually put the charger in at the same time, and it's about to go. I'm like, oh my God, I was hoping we get to the end. I'm like, damn it. So just bear with the actual camera and audio quality change. We're right near the end anyway. But no, with your boy as well for the ET thing, he was just an unfortunate casualty right at the end. Like if it was Superman 64, that might have got like a different reputation on it. But it's like, you know, he's the one who's like at the end. It's like, well, your game did that. It's like, well, no. It's like I'm just here at the end. I had to get to catch the end of it. So no, they're very cool, and those really big pieces of history to go watch it. Like, you know, to learn about the industry, like that was a massive moment for the industry to fall apart as it did. Speaking of which, I've had this for a while. I think things just come up. I will mention it. It's such a I don't know if you've watched this or not. Spread the art. So I'm going to pull it up on screen here. people. So Adam, have you ever watched the TV show From? Just close
That sounds very, very familiar from TV.
Up here. So there it is on screen for people who are watching via the video version. One of the most interesting TV shows, infuriating as well at the same time, and just all kinds of things that I can't actually explain into feelings of how I feel about this TV show. It's got Michael.
I was interested.
Main character.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Which I know the Lost fan watches Lost as well. So it's Harold Perrineau? Who, by the way, by the way, he's in Matrix, which blew my mind as well.
Who is he in Matrix? Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Michael is in Matrix. He's it's not Link. It's who's the operator now in Matrix Reloaded?
Is it Mouse? Isn't he Mouse?
No, Mouse is one of the crew people. He's
No, yeah.
Where is he?
Mouse is
Link.
not his
It's
name.
Link. He's Link.
He is Link. Okay. Yeah.
He becomes that operator, which I was like, oh my god! I couldn't.
What?
I didn't recognize it. I was like, damn. Great actor, by the way. Really underrated. Really great and Lost as well. I think he's underrated as an actor. This TV show, I'm not going to give you any details on it because I think you kind of have to go in blind, because if you read any other details, you can probably see the details on the screen. It's so it's like Walking Dead level meets Lost of a TV show. So season 4 is just about to come up, and the end of season 3 has really saved this show from falling off the map. But it's just it feels like a bit of a throwback TV show from the classic days. Do you know the ones that you used to watch when we were talking about as well? As you can see there as well, and I'll give that bit, which is that the series is set in a nightmarish town in the United States that traps those who enter. The unwilling residents strive to remain alive while plagued by terrifying nocturnal creatures from the surrounding forests as they search for secrets hidden within the town and beyond in the hope of finding a way out. The series centers on Boyd Stevenson, my boy, Harold, the self-appointed sheriff and de facto mayor, and the Matthews family, new rivals soon. Oh,
sorry. Are you on MGM Plus?
Perhaps I am. Perhaps I am.
Because I see it's also on. I see it's also on Apple TV.
Yes.
Yes, but it's MGM Plus original. Yeah,
it's moved to MGM. It was on Epix at first, so you can do that. So they've changed the production hands. They've done the 4 seasons coming out, and in I think in April it starts. But yeah, really, this TV show, man. You're walking to watch a TV show. Again, it's like Lost meets The Walking Dead. It's really inconsistent in a lot of parts.
From executive producers of Lost.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yes. Yeah. There you go. They really do it. It's like you can feel it, and you're like, I'm like, come on, man. I'm waiting for John Locke to just emerge in the town. No, they captured the ethos really well, and they capture it really well. It's just the consistency is really questionable in certain seasons, and it feels like sometimes you're not making progress. But the way they ended the 3rd season, they did the Lost thing. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't give up on this TV show right now. Well, no, great acting though. Really, really interesting premise. If you love a horror, supernatural, sci-fi, kind of those kind of all these elements that you love,
then sign up for MGM Plus, baby. Sign up.
Yes, sign up for it. There you go. That's it. So yeah, we'll sign off here because I kind of this look is freaking me out on the camera layouts and stuff. But yeah, thank you for joining us, and a big shout out to our Patreon subscribers. So we have Kevin Lackner, Sunday, Clare, McLoughlin, Jake, Carly, Kevin Kestis, Clarx, MrAnselmi, Spunger, The Lost Man, Paul Groschke, Xavier, Ashlyn Nala, Katelyn, Not Called Kevin, and Jolton 25. The 25th edition of Jolton. That's what it is. Just all those other little things that happen in between. But yeah, there you go. So thank you for supporting Patreon. Stay with us. We're working on different things as well, and we appreciate all the support you do give us on Patreon. And you can sign up there as well if you want to join for our monthly incentive episode, which will come in later this month after Life is Strange reunion, because I'm sure you'll have a lot of different things to ask about. But yeah, thanks for joining us. If you are new here, please do consider dropping a subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, and share with your friends. And also, check out StrangeCast on podcast services. We're on all those services, so go and check us out there. Go and rate us, go and download us. It helps support and boost our visibility. Let us know your thoughts and the feelings in the comments about Maisy Stella, about Grace, Tatum Hopkins, Grace Tatum Hopkins, Grace Hopkins, Tatum Grace Hopkins as well. Let us know what you think about it. Do you like Adam's Hat? Do you like Killswitch Engage? Do you think they're a terrible band? Let us know. Put your hot takes in the comments and we'll put them in there. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.
Later.
Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.